She yelled at the whole class that we were all little sexist children.
The teacher, Deborah Rosenquist, read from graphic books about gender, sexuality, and transitioning that were not on the school district's curriculum, and also created her own book, quote, "I Am Neither," which she had in her classroom. The teacher, Deborah Rosenquist, encouraged her students to, quote, "try being gay, even if they were not." Beyond that, the teacher, Deborah Rosenquist, has been accused of physical abuse, but nothing was done about it since she's tenured. How severe does an allegation have to be in order for such an inappropriate teacher to be fired?
A Long Island teacher is accused of forcing a fifth-grade girl to go by male pronouns. Former students and family members, as you heard, speaking out at a school board meeting, furious Monday night at the meeting you just heard. They say this was all a part of the teacher's personal agenda.
Now the 9-year-old girl's parents are suing, saying their daughter was so confused that she had suicidal thoughts. We have reached out to the school for comment, but have not received a reply. Brian Andersson is the former New York City Commissioner of Records. Josh Hammer is a Newsweek opinion editor and host of the Josh Hammer Show. Gentlemen, welcome to National Report. Brian, we'll start with you. I know you've taken an interest in this story. What do you make of what's being alleged?
Well, it's clear from these comments that she has no reason to be in a classroom, nor should she be allowed in a classroom with those views and what she's distributing to children. Is she teaching the basics? Is she teaching what the parents have sent their kids to school to learn? And if so, what are the grades in this class? I can only imagine. But again, she hides under this cover of tenure. Well, there you go. I mean, the teachers union, thank you. They just gave a gift to this woman, probably be able to avoid being fired. But she has no business in a classroom with children.
Josh Hammer, I'll bring you into this. Dual protests were recently erupting outside the school on this one. One side was the group Moms for Liberty, which you may have heard of. The other side were members of the LGBTQ network. Here's what one of the LGBT members had to say, and we'll play that and get your response.
They're the ones indoctrinating our kids and our communities with hate, and that is not okay. And we're not going to allow it. Not in our town, not in our Long Island, not ever.
A quick response there, but supporting seemingly the teacher's alleged actions. Your thoughts on that, Josh Hammer?
Look, I mean, anyone who says that grooming is not happening and that this is some figment of the American right and the conservative blogosphere's imagination, they have to watch these clips and listen to this footage. I mean, in Florida, where I live, just yesterday, Governor DeSantis was rebutting the false allegations that he is banning books in libraries by actually reading aloud some of the books that have been banned in Florida libraries for having outrageous material, and the news feeds, the local Florida television stations had to cut off in real time because it was too sexually explicit for their audiences. What is happening in America's schools right now is utterly deplorable. I know this firsthand. I mean, my mother just retired last year. She was a New York State public school teacher for 20 to 25 years. The pressure that she was getting towards the end of her tenure to try to indoctrinate children was utterly absurd. It's frankly disgusting. And I think the Republican Party has a moral obligation to take the lead on this issue, defend the innocence of children, defend parents' rights against these indoctrinators and, yes, these groomers.
Let me focus in on the point you make about DeSantis. We've seen him really speak out when it comes to classroom curriculum, what should or should not be taught in the classroom, and also what books should be presented to young students. Brian, do you think this is a winning message for Republicans, again, as the race to 24 heats up and we don't know exactly whether or not DeSantis would want to throw his name in the hat?
I believe so. I mean, parents are finding out through this kind of messaging that kids are being taught things that they have no control over anymore. And this is just age inappropriate. They're calling 6-year-olds sexists. I mean, what are we talking about here? There's no place in a classroom for this. And again, you're sending your kids to school for the basics. These are not basics.
We'll follow the lawsuit and more right here to find out that outcome as that reporting does come in. Brian Andersson joining us live. Josh Hammer, thank you both. We appreciate your time.